And I'm Georgie.
And we're the Happy Vegan Couple. So, what do we have for them today?
The exam room black bean burger.
And so, what is the exam room? It's a podcast by the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. Yay, Dr. Bernard. And the host of the exam room is Chuck Carroll. He has a really interesting story because at one point in his life, he was a very obese man, I think maybe around 400 pounds. And he finally lost all that, and he learned about the whole food plant-based way of eating, and he actually asked the Physicians Committee about doing this podcast, and Dr. Bernard made a great choice and said yes, because Chuck is a great host. So, a few months ago, back in 2019, they did an episode of the exam room where they were talking about all the problems with eating red meat, right? The saturated fat, the protein, the fact that it's the worst thing for climate change, and all of that. And so as part of that episode, they shared a wonderful burger made out of black beans. And, you know, we've made other black bean burgers, but I'm telling you, this particular recipe is really delicious and so simple to make, right? And then, what else do you get? You get the benefits of eating beans over beef, right? You save all the water. You save all that land where they're just growing food for the cattle, right? And it's so much better for our planet. And all of us right now, right? We want to take personal responsibility, right, to help the climate crisis. Because, of course, our governments, they are not moving fast enough. Some of them are not moving fast at all, right? So it's important for us as individuals to say, we're going to help this. We want to keep this planet for our children, for our grandchildren. And one thing we know we can do is eat more plants. So this exam room black bean burger is right there for you. I can't wait for you guys to make this and taste it, because if you've had other black bean burger recipes, I think you're going to throw them out and you're going to like this one.
Right, it's got a great texture. It holds together. It's firm, stays on the bun as you eat it.
Now we're going to make it on sandwich bread, because that's what we use it here at home. Yeah. And Georgie's going to show you actually a good tip for like making it, shaping the patty for the bread. Yeah. So anyways, I think that's about it. We want to get this recipe to you and watch Georgie make it. All right?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, Aaron, let's get started on the exam room burger. Going to tell you my ingredients first. Chopped cilantro, garlic, walnuts, tahini, tomato paste, tamari. Our seasonings are going to be salt, chili powder, smoked paprika. The bulk of our burger is going to be black beans and quinoa. Now my quinoa I cooked ahead of time. I toasted it up for approximately 10 minutes. Then I added the water, cooked it. Takes 15 minutes to cook. My next step is going to be, one of the things that we put in here is oat flour, and we're going to use Bob's Red Mill oatmeal. And we're just, what I have is 2 cups here, because you always make a little bit extra. You don't need to just make what you have for the recipe. So I'm going to pour 2 cups in here of the oats. I'm going to turn on our Vitamix here. Oops. And as we go, just going to turn it up. Less than 30 seconds, we have oat flour.
All right, look at that.
Okay. The next step we're going to do is come back and we're going to show you how to put it all. Oh, I want to tell you, these are going to be what we're going to be topping the burger off with. Avocados, romaine lettuce, pickles, tomatoes.
Those garnishes are very important, right?
Cashew cheese, a little bit of mustard and ketchup if you want.
And we're going to use that Dave's Killer Bread?
The Dave's Killer Bread is, we're going to toast this up and it's going to be part of the dinner.
Great, and that's our whole grain bread.
Right.
No refined flour in that.
No.
So all whole grains.
Okay, so let's come back in a minute and I'll show you how to put the burger together.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. I forgot when I told you about the condiments that I had out for the burger, and one of them I forgot, and I'm gonna do a red onion, okay? So what I'll show you right now is how I do my red onion. I'll cut the ends off. Do a slice through the first skin of the onion and pull that off.
Gotta have red onion on our burgers.
Actually got 2 of them, but we'll just.
And if anybody's wondering why red over yellow, because that red gives us more antioxidants. That is what the color is.
I cut it in half from top to bottom. I don't like these kind of slices. I start from the round part and go in as thin as I can. Turn that down. One more. Is that too fast?
Well, most of us probably aren't as efficient as you, Georgie.
Okay, there's our onions for our sandwich. Okay. Also, I want to show you how to do a garlic. This is a garlic bulb. There's quite a few garlic cloves in there. For here, I've already trimmed one, but I'm gonna show you, just cut the end of it off on both ends. Then the skin should just peel right off. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put 2 in. It's not gonna hurt anything. Throw the other stuff away. So.
And it's true, Georgie. I mean, some people love garlic, and you could add a little more garlic to the recipe if you really like it.
And there's so many different types of garlic too. There's garlic that you can barely taste it, and there's some garlic that's hot, you know. So this is pretty mild. So let me get this together, and we'll throw this together. The first thing I'm going to do is throw in my cilantro. Put the lid on it. And I'm just going to pulse it a couple times. Okay.
Yeah, show us, so we see that's kind of still a fairly big cut. We're not making it real small, because it's also going to get pulsed with everything else too, yes. Right? So just to get it started.
Then I'll throw in my garlics, my walnuts. We're going to pulse these a couple times just to chop my walnuts into maybe a pea size, and the garlic to chop up a little bit. One more time. As you can see, I still have some big pieces of garlic, but that will go away with the rest of the chopping that we're going to do. So now I'm going to add my oat flour. And I want to sprinkle it around. I don't want to make a big clump of it in here. My tahini.
Which of course is made out of sesame seeds.
Sesame seeds.
And some people may not know this, but sesame is a very good source of calcium.
Tomato paste. My tamari. Now my seasonings, chili powder, salt, smoked paprika. Now we're going to pulse this a couple times just to get a little mixture. A few times. Okay.
So they're very quick pulses.
Yeah, as you can see, I still have texture. I haven't pulsed it completely.
And you need to stir it around at all?
No, actually that turned out really good. Sometimes you might have to stir it around a little bit, but for some reason it's just kind of, right now it kind of turned out pretty good. I'm going to add my toasted quinoa. And then my black beans.
All right.
Now we're going to pulse this a few times. Now you can see how it's starting to not blend. So I will stop and I will mix a little bit in here.
Right, so you mean you were pulsing, but it wasn't
Right.
really going
It
anymore.
wasn't mixing anything. Everything was staying in the bottom.
So you have to give it a stir
So
to.
we'll give it a stir, because you want texture with this. You don't want a bean paste.
And you don't want to overdo it and make it mushy.
One more stirring. As you can see, I use these silicone spatulas. Makes it a lot easier than trying to use a little flexible spatula that doesn't have any strength. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, take the lid off, pour it in a bowl, get the rest of this out of here. Now, if you want to come in, you can still see that I have texture. It's not just a paste.
Right.
Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to form my patties. Let me get a couple gloves here. Makes it easier if you have these kind of gloves, these food gloves to make your patties. Over here.
And we've got our silicone pat on the baking tray. If you don't have that, you could use parchment paper. That's for easy cleanup. But these silicone pats are really great. We bought ours from Costco.
Okay, this makes about 5 patties. So I don't like just to do the round one because we have the Dave's Killer Bread and it's kind of almost an oval shape. So we're gonna split this up, make a patty.
So you're gonna make it to fit in the shape of the bread better.
Make of the bread.
Yeah, I like that. So you're not just eating a bunch of like parts of the bread without the burger.
Mm-hmm.
And this is such a fast recipe. It's amazing. So good. We just love that the folks at PCRM had this recipe developed for them.
You just put it in your hand and just flatten it out. And they don't have to be perfect. You don't want them too thick, maybe 1/2 inch, a little bit thinner.
All right.
One thing I like to do, I score the top with a fork.
Oh, neat.
It kind of dries that little bit of the top of the burger to give you some crunch.
Oh, so you
Kinda
do it
looks
both
cool, too.
ways. Yeah, it does kind of look cool.
Okay. Now I'm going to put those in the oven, cook them for 20 minutes, and we'll be eating. 10 minutes into the cooking, I'm going to stop and flip them over so that both sides toast a little bit. Okay?
All right, so we'll see you in a little bit.
Okay. Okay, everyone, my burgers have been cooking for 10 minutes. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to flip them over.
So it's been about 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yes. Okay, gonna close this back up. Another 10 minutes, they'll be done. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna show you what I do with the bread. This is the cashew cheese that we make. This is Dave's Killer Bread. Just spread some over. Instead of using butter or mayonnaise to grill your bread, cashew cheese.
And it
Okay.
looks real pretty too, besides tasting good.
Okay, don't have to make it so thick.
Right, just a little thin layer, because that's caloric, all those nuts
Okay.
that are in the cashew cheese.
Okay, so I've got this, get a little bit hot, it's gonna be hot in a few minutes. Let me come back in a second. When I turn them, I'll show you what it looks like.
Okay.
Okay, everyone, I'm gonna turn these over. Toast the other side. Look at how great that looks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me a second and we'll pull those off. I'll toast these up. We're gonna come over here and serve it up, and I have a guest that's gonna taste it for me.
All
Okay.
righty, sounds good.
Okay, everyone, I've got my bread toasted. As you can see,
Wow,
it's nice
doesn't
and
that
toasted
look
on one side.
nice?
The other side is.
Got
I'm gonna go
all
ahead.
this
My
wonderful-
burgers, all my condiments.
And
We'll
I
talk
see
about
some
these in a few-
potatoes.
We'll talk about those in a few minutes.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do first is put the sandwich together. A little bit of cashew cheese.
Oh, so you're going to put a little more cheese on
Of
even though you
course.
grilled it?
Yes. Then a little bit of
Of course, we can
Dijon.
decide how much of that we want. Some
Right.
people might not want all that.
Dijon mustard.
Now, of course, this is depending on your palate,
Right. A little bit of ketchup.
because I wouldn't want all that ketchup and all that.
Okay. Then we're gonna go with some romaine. We'll go one on each side. Tomato. Pickles.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Then we're gonna grab a burger. We're gonna put that burger on this side. A little bit of avocado here.
Wow, super packed burger.
What did I forget?
Some healthy
A little
plant
bit of
fat.
red onion.
Our antioxidants. Of course, we've got antioxidants in all kinds of
So
things.
what do you think?
Wow, does that
great?
look good?
So let me put this together here.
Yeah, that's the thing. How do you keep it from falling out?
Look at that. Look at
Oh
the
my
picture. Look at that.
goodness.
Is that great? Gonna
Yeah.
cut this in half.
Yeah, it does topple over a little, huh?
Serve with a little bit of French fries here. These are oven baked.
So we're going to have to do a video for these fries because
Yes.
we want to show people how you can make delicious potatoes without a bunch of oil.
So I just want to say I put this sandwich together by a visitor that came to see us today, and this is the way he said he would like it. I want to introduce you to a friend of ours. His name is Randy Mayer.
Yay, Randy! Come
And who
on
are
in!
Hi guys.
Hi,
Hey,
Randy.
Georgie, how you doing? I'm the plant-based realtor here in Tucson, Arizona, and I'm excited to eat this burger. I've been watching you make it the whole time. It looks phenomenal. I've only done store-bought versions and still figuring out my vegan journey, but this looks like something I can make at home.
Wow.
I'm
So
excited
what?
to
So as
try
long
it.
as you brought that up, just tell us a little bit. So where are you on your journey? And you're like how old?
I'm 36. I was raised by an amazing woman who's a vegetarian, vegan, in and out of kind of both of those. I know a
Yeah,
lot
go
of people
Teresa,
go
our
back and
friend
forth.
too.
Yeah, Teresa Myers is amazing. But I've been a pescatarian for about 3.5 years, and about 6 months ago I went full vegan. Even as a pescatarian, I didn't really eat cheese or dairy very much, so I wasn't that far off. And it just slowly became ethical to me. It started as a health thing. Men have heart attacks. I'm a man, so I didn't want to have a heart attack. And it's become more about the planet and animals every day of my life. So I'm excited to have great options to revisit some of those old passions like burgers and condiments and French fries. I'm ready for these French fries.
All right. Well, go taste something.
All right.
Tell us
I'm
what you
excited.
think. Of course, it's always weird to watch people eat, but
It is delicious. I watched so many tricks along the way. Scoring the top, it worked. It's crispy, kind of like a burger. This bread is amazing. Cashew cheese.
and we had other black bean burgers that we've made, but for some reason, this recipe developed for Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, their wonderful podcast, The Exam Room. I love this recipe. I just really love
These are
it.
great. They're perfect.
Oven fries.
They're crispy.
Yep.
Mm.
Wow,
You
isn't?
knocked it out of the park, Georgie.
Okay.
No, yeah, I love it. Thanks.
All right,
All
Randy.
right,
Well,
well-
we're happy to have a younger person in our kitchen who is 100% plant-based for his health, for the planet, and
In our future.
yes, and you're also developed more compassion towards the animals. I understand as you've been
Absolutely.
going longer on this journey.
Absolutely.
Sometimes that takes people a little longer to get there, but
But we're trying to get there. That's the thing. The long term, it's hard to encompass it all right away. But
Right, and I just want to say, you do a lot of cooking in your home, right? So you're
sure
a
do.
working person, and you still find time to cook.
I love to cook. That's my escape. After a long day, make yourself something and reap the benefits of it. There's just and for your loved ones. I mean, put a meal in front of your loved ones and share dinner with them and know that you made it and you know what went into it. It's pretty
Right,
cool.
because you were saying something to me earlier about you prefer to eat at home, right?
Absolutely. You know what's in your food. I've worked in restaurants my whole life. To find someone that cares as much about what goes into your body as you do is pretty rare. So you're eating out and you don't know what cooks in the back of the house or how much they care, what oil's in your food, what fryers are being used, things like that. It's really nice to have something like this that you know every single ingredient into it and every single ingredient going into you.
Okay, let's
Right.
let him get to eating now before it gets cold.
All righty,
Okay,
thanks
I
for
hope
coming,
everybody
Randy.
enjoys it. Thank you.
Okay. Well, we hope you enjoyed watching the video of Georgie cooking that great burger and having Randy here to taste it. And it was fun having Randy here, right?
Yeah.
And sharing a little bit about his life.
Yeah, definitely was.
And you know, off camera, Randy was telling us that back in the day before he started eating plants, he was like a really heavy gym guy into bodybuilding and all that. And the culture of the gym was, they told him he should eat more than 200 grams of protein a day, animal protein, because that's what they were eating. Now, you saw Randy, he's not that big of a guy to eat all that protein. That was way overdoing it.
Over
If you
the top.
look at the requirements for protein, even if you're a big bodybuilder, it's more like 1.2 for your body kilogram. You have to do these calculations. Nothing like this 200 that's coming from some of this gym culture. So I'm really glad Randy learned about plant-based
Right.
eating and its effects on your body for health. So because, you know, who knows what was going to happen to his kidneys trying to process all that animal protein, you know, and also just that saturated fat clogging up his heart vessels and the protein that could promote cancer. So as a young person, he's a lot younger than us. We're just so happy he's on the path to health. And then, of course, the other bonuses of helping the planet and animal compassion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this burger was so good that he wanted to take one home to his friend because they were going on a birthday hike this afternoon. So I don't know what his name was, but happy birthday. And
Yeah, here in Tucson, it's
Yes.
February,
Canyon,
but we can go hiking.
Yep.
Yay, no more Chicago weather for this woman.
Yes.
All right. So that's about it. We just would like to remind you, if you have not subscribed yet, please do. And then hit the bell notification so that you'll know when we put out a new video and you can get it. So please subscribe, tell your friends, share us with everybody. And the recipe will be at the end of the video and will also be in the description for the video on the YouTube page. So there's 2 places for the recipe. Thank you once again, PCRM, the exam room, for
Exactly.
giving this really delicious and such health-promoting recipe for our bodies, for the planet, and of course for the animals, because if they're killed, they don't get to live.
Yes, a simple, healthy, and delicious burger.
All
You
right.
can't beat it.
Till next time, I'm Denise.
And I'm Georgie.
And we're the Happy,
Happy
Vegan
Vegan
Couple.
Couple.
Go
Plant-based.
plant-based.